I'm Pamela.
And I'm Kate, and unfortunately Ebong couldn't be with us tonight, but thank you for being with us here at 929 F Street Northwest at Coco Sawa.
And today's guest is one of my favorite DJs that I listen to all the time.
Well, thanks.
It's Tommy McFly from Mix 107.3. He's the nighttime DJ here in Washington's Market. And welcome, Tommy.
Thank you for having me. I watched the District Dish. I'm happy to be on it. That's very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
We listen to you too.
I know,
Perfect.
we listen to you. We don't always get to watch you, because we get to listen
The
to you.
webcam, yeah.
Exactly. We do get to watch you too. So I wanted to ask you, as you're taking some time out of your very busy schedule to sit with us today, you came from a smaller market,
Yes.
Scranton, Pennsylvania, and you're very, very young. We're not going to tell everybody how young you are, although we can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But how did you move so quickly from a smaller market like Scranton to a huge market like the capital of the United States? How did that happen?
It's interesting because there used to be in radio you would go to like a small market, then a medium market, then a large market, and then maybe a major market because DC is considered a major market.
Right.
It's one of the top 10. And I had just grown up and been born and raised in Scranton, PA. I want to be a lawyer, actually. And I know.
Quite different.
You do a lot of talking, kind of the same thing.
And I started doing radio when I was my sophomore year of high school, and just my whole career has just been me being naive and just things have happened pretty much. And I didn't really realize what I was getting into, and then got my first Saturday night show, and that went great. And then became the afternoon DJ in Scranton and the morning DJ, and then I was 20 years old and I was getting calls from major markets. The people had heard through the grapevine about what was going on in Scranton, and I got a call from Jack Diamond one Saturday morning, and the rest is history.
So when you're on the air, you have to imagine that people are listening to you. Is it kind of hard to have that like interior dialogue in your head when someone's talking back to you? What should I say that's interesting? I mean, how do you come up with what to say?
You know what? It just kind of, you live life on the radio is basically how I've always gone about things. And, you know, if I go to an event, I talk about it. If I have something crazy happen, I just got a new dog named Chip from the Humane Society. So that's been...
Congratulations!
So that's been like material out the wazoo because the dog ate something or the dog did this or the dog did that. So you just kind of live your life on the radio, or, you know, dating, which not really much of that going on these days.
Well, I don't know, but girls probably don't want you to put that on the radio, though.
You know, to have like a serious girlfriend, she's got to be very secure with herself,
Right.
because,
Right.
honey, your life's going on the radio.
Absolutely,
Sorry.
absolutely. But that's not surprising because a lot of people do that. I mean, a lot of DJs actually talk about their life and their kids, their family, their anything in their personal life. So, but you also play music. I mean,
Yes.
how did you decide what your format would be?
Well, actually, the station mix, we play the best mix of everything. So we play a great mix of stuff from like
That was a
80s,
nice plug.
90s, like that.
Well,
So
okay.
we play everything, which is really cool because everyone's taste is so diverse. You don't just like Justin Timberlake. You don't just like Matchbox 20. People love everything, so that's kind of what we do.
But as a DJ, do you have to like the music that you're playing? Like, say, what if you were a country music DJ?
I was a country music DJ.
Okay, but does that mean that
God.
you looked for that job because you like country music, so you learn all about country music because you like it, or you just you listen to what you play?
You know what? It depends, and everyone's different. There are people who will just work country, or will just work hip hop, or will just work pop, or whatever. But for me, it's a great radio station. It's a great radio station, no matter what. You know, so that's kind of where you go. We could be playing classic Chinese hits, and I'm in. You know what I mean? As long as the station is fun and they let you be creative and they let you have a good time around the music.
But you were so you were in the morning when you first came here with Jack
Yes.
Diamond in the morning, and now I mean that's like really, really early in the morning. And,
Yes.
and then you transitioned to be the nighttime DJ. How was that transition? And I mean, going from are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm a night person now. I've done mornings for
Now.
like exactly.
I'm a night person now.
Well,
I am too.
I did mornings for 5 years, and when we first met, I would be like, all right, 8:30, gotta go. You know, see you guys later.
Right.
But now it's totally different because I get up at 10 and I don't go to bed till 3. So, you know, complete different opposite where I was getting up at 3 and, you know, going to bed before 10. So.
Okay, this is a little random, but do people sometimes hear you speaking outside and go, I've heard that voice before. I've heard that voice before. Are you?
That has happened all like once here in town. And it's the coolest feeling ever. It's absolutely, I mean, you just freak out. Like, it's amazing. Just think that you're coming through their car speakers every day, and they're like, wait a minute, aren't you? And now radio's so different. We're doing video, we're doing video. We're doing, you know, blogging and photos and all kind of stuff, but
And
someone
then they're
recognizes.
asking you about the dog.
Absolutely, the dog. The dog's more famous than I am. I love Chip.
But you know, I feel like you, especially because you have such huge reach, and he's like you mentioned, people listen to him in their cars. You're in people's homes. films, and now they're watching you on your video blogs. Do you feel like all of a sudden it's kind of creeping away because people feel like they know you? Because you share your personal life too.
Yeah, I mean, they do know me, and I'm not by any means calling myself a celebrity, but if you put your life out there, then you get that. And that's what drives me crazy about like actual celebrities who are like, give me my privacy, but I'll take $50 million for this movie. So if you want to be in the public eye, then you gotta take what
Embrace
what comes with it. Exactly.
Right.
So it's not like a halfway kind of job. It's all or nothing.
Well, there's a story I want you to share with us
and
our viewers. It has to do with a famous show called The Office.
Yes.
The Froggy.
That's right.
Story.
My station I worked for in Scranton, PA, it was Froggy 101, and we heard that The Office was being filmed in Scranton, and so my show at the time, the doc show, we went out and we collected Scranton-specific things, like Scranton restaurants, Scranton landmarks, and we packed up this huge box full of Scranton stuff, and we put like our stickers on our bumper stickers and our banners and our T-shirts, and we sent this giant box to the studio, not knowing anything, just for the heck of it. And we're watching the episode, and a lot of the actual Scranton things that are on the set are from our show.
And then awesome.
They put 3 of the Froggy 101 bumper stickers on the set, like on Dwight's filing cabinet above his shoulder, and so it was the coolest thing. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, do you have any stories like that around DC? Does anybody have Tommy McFly?
Big posters of Tommy McFly.
Any recent movies filmed in DC or something?
I was in National Treasure 2 for. No, I'm not even kidding you.
Come out.
A 1/1,000,000th of a second, because I was an extra on that movie, and literally you see like my nose, like, and then it cuts to Harvey Keitel. So that's my DC fame story so far.
That's awesome.
Do people come into the studio sometimes to film with you, or I'm sure most of them probably do call-in interviews.
Yeah.
But how do you think of what to ask them?
You know what? You just you Google them and then you ask whatever you want to ask, and you kind of see where the conversation goes. Like I talked to Drew Barrymore when Beverly Hills Chihuahua came out. And I found out that she collects antique phones. And like no Googling would have ever told you that. And we were just kind of went through the conversation and her phone like beeped and I was like, oh, what are you, on the Zach Morris phone? And she's like, actually, I have 75 phones that are antiques. So that kind of, the best kind of interviews are the ones that we don't really prepare for, that just kind of happens as it happens.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Who is the most famous person, in your opinion, that you've ever interviewed? In person or on the radio?
Oh my goodness. Marcia Cross was great. I got to interview her with Lifetime TV in the Capitol building. So that was like the coolest moment overall. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think. Drew Barrymore was very cool.
Yeah,
she gave me an hour for the show, so I had her on the show for an hour, which was just crazy.
That's crazy.
It was wild. Actually, at the Spring Gala yesterday, I'm a comedy guy, and Lily Tomlin. I talked to her last night, and it was awesome. And she had such like an engaging look, like you couldn't not look at her. She just looked into your soul, that Lily Tomlin.
Well, Tommy, we wish we had on you. We wish we could talk to you for an hour. Unfortunately, unfortunately we can't. But thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us on this episode of The District Dish.